What's up, guys? My name is Elias, and we finally got our first official teaser of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and it looks so good. So, here's my take on it. First things first, Bullseye returns. I really love Wilson Bethel in the role. I think when he was introduced in Season 3 as this, like, psychotic, OCD, sharpshooting, super accurate ninja hitman, he just created so much tension and was a perfect foil for Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Him coming back and if you've seen the behind the scenes pictures, in a little bit more of a comic accurate suit, there's a lot to be excited for there. And considering he killed Foggy in the last season, I'm very curious to see just how vengeful Matt is against this guy now that he's, walking around alive and well. Even though Matt tried to kill him in the first season of it. So I'm really hyped to see where that storyline goes. And now that we have the showrunners back from the Netflix original 3 seasons instead of the showrunners that kind of took over most of the season in Born Again in Season 1, I'm really hyped to see exactly how they move that character arc forward for Bullseye. Karen and Matt this time around are getting a little cozy again. We see him kind of training her a little bit to show her some moves. Also, in one shot with them walking together in a hallway, we get the black suited Daredevil, which with the red DD symbol on the chest, and it's like, dude, why did it take so long for us to finally get the DD symbol? I don't know, but we're getting it, and it's on a black suit, and it looks absolutely sick. The storyline this time around is supposed to kind of follow the Shadowland storyline from the comic books, which they're not going to follow that to a T, I'm assuming, because in the comics, that's when Matt gets possessed by the hand, essentially, the beast, who is like this demonic entity that kind of runs the whole hand ninja clan. And I don't think they're going that route at all, obviously. This is obviously a more grounded story. So, but they will be adapting that suit at least, and that's just really freaking cool to see. Speaking of Shadowland, the storyline does involve characters like Spider-Man, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and seeing as how we can't use Spider-Man in these shows due to rights between Sony and Marvel, and Luke Cage and Iron Fist are all but confirmed to be appearing somewhere down the line in Daredevil Born Again, probably not this season, we do get a glimpse of Jessica Jones returning. Now, Kristen Ritter played an amazing Jessica Jones. That first season was immaculate. Season 2 and 3 were still good, but season 1 is just like peak, TV, television, superhero television, whatever you want to say. And just seeing her back is just like a awesome. Like she played the character so well and just like created this own distinct version of Jessica Jones that like I'm just so happy to see her coming back to team up with Matt and have that camaraderie of she's just like, dude, you're weird, but I'll help you. and he's just like amazed that she has super strength and all that. It's just really, really cool. And when we finally saw that dynamic played out in the Defenders, whatever you think of that show, it was really cool to see all of those characters, coming together and riffing off of each other. So I do hope we do get some Luke Cage and Iron Fist somewhere down the line, hopefully sooner than later. Even if it is in season 3 of Born Again, it seems like they're doing this 1-year turnaround for Born Again, and season 3 is supposed to be filming in April, I think. So, look, they're all but confirmed to be returning, and I can't wait to see the 4, back together, just whooping butt, ninja butt specifically. Of course, we got to mention Kingpin. Dude, Vincent D'Onofrio, easily one of the best villains in the MCU now that it's officially part of the MCU. One of the best villains, just comic book villain castings in general. I mean, the dude is one of the best actors of our generation. He's coming back more jacked now. He's a little bit more, he looks a little bit kind of more unhinged, he's laughing and smiling, but he's also like beating the mess out of somebody in a boxing ring. Like, it's just, you get some really cool Kingpin stuff going on here, and I can't wait to see what that storyline playing out in this season comes to, like, as far as him taking control of New York now, essentially being the mayor that is just kind of running things with his own kind of police force. It's very reminiscent of things going on in today's world. But I think it's going to be a really cool storyline for, Matt to have to team up with, a bunch of different people in order to stop this guy from becoming this dictator, essentially, of New York. Matthew Lillard of Scooby-Doo fame in Scream is going to be playing, I guess like this corrupt politician or some big figure in politics. His name is Mr. Charles, apparently. I don't know anything about this guy. I've tried to not read up so much on Daredevil just because like I want to be able to go into at least one thing in the MCU with fresh eyes. Because Doomsday, I mean, we're getting so many teases and leaks and you know by the time that the movie even drops, we're probably gonna have like 5 trailers and all of these story leaks are gonna come out and all that. So I want to go at least into one MCU project with just fresh eyes. I can technically do that with Wonder Man, seeing as we're talking about the Daredevil trailer and not Wonder Man. I want to just not know anything. But is this guy Mr. Charles, and he's just a big political figure, I guess. I don't know. But I love me some Matthew Lillard, so let's get it. Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son. James Gandolfini was Tony Soprano. His son is coming back as Daniel Blake, I think his name is. He was this guy who was kind of taken under Kingpin's wing in the first season of Born Again, and he kind of doesn't really know how shady of a character Wilson Fisk is, but kind of starts to realize certain things toward the end of the season. And now, judging from this season, it looks like he's going to be diving deeper into the criminal underworld and being like, dude, what did I even get myself into working for this guy? So it's going to be really cool to see his arc played out as well. I think what's keeping me super interested in all of these side characters, especially, is just the fact that we are getting those original showrunners from Netflix, the 3 original Netflix seasons. And they made each and every character just kind of pop and stand out. No matter how little of a role they played or how big of a role they played, they all were significant in one way, shape, or form. And I think that's just like, it has me very, very excited for what they're going to be able to pull off with these different players in the underworld. And of course, kind of like a perfect full circle ending for the teaser itself, which is, by the way, set to Childish Gambino's Lithonia. Such a dope song. You see Matt smile as Daredevil in the mask once these SWAT guys, come to get him, and it's just like, yeah, he's about to like break some serious bones. Like he's about to make them all eat their own kneecaps. It's gonna be such a cool scene, I'm sure. And I'm so glad that we're kind of hitting the ground running when this series pops back up, because in the first Born Again season for Born Again, it took 6 episodes for Matt to get back in the suit and start doing Daredevil stuff just to go fight that guy Muse. And I'm glad we don't have to wait that long again. At least season 1 of Daredevil from the Netflix series like had us follow the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. So he was in his black little mask with the Under Armour looking and the elbow pads and stuff. And at least we were following him from literally episode 1. Like, he's still fighting dudes, blah, blah, blah. Season 1 of Born Again, he fights Bullseye and then literally doesn't put the suit back on for 6 episodes. Like, that's insanity. That's utter insanity. He's still fighting dudes here and there, but it's not the Daredevil we know and love, right? So I'm just glad that they realized their mistakes. Marvel realized their mistakes the first go around and were like, nah, let's bring back the OGs. You guys fixed it up with that episode 1, 8, and 9. When they brought Punisher back and they had that whole Punisher Squad storyline, which is going to be followed up on in this season of Born Again. So I'm really, really happy that we're finally getting a return to form to the Netflix original 3 seasons. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. I'm just really excited to see Daredevil come back. Easily my favorite Marvel television show. Definitely, probably, arguably the best comic book show of all time. Like, I'll put money on that. Like, I'll argue that to the end of my days. Like, it is some of the best television I've ever seen. I was super hyped when he came out in Spider-Man No Way Home for, like a minute or two. I was super excited to see him come back in Born Again. Like I said, even though there's some issues with that show, with that first season, doesn't really matter. It was still a dope show, and I would probably rewatch that whole first season over any of the other Disney Plus shows. Again, I haven't seen Wonder Man yet, but they were all good for like one-off viewings and experiences. And Daredevil just has like that staying power. It just has, the performances by Charlie Cox, by Vincent D'Onofrio, by Deborah Ann Wool, by John Bernthal. Dude, like everybody who's in that show is just immaculate, and everyone gives their all. And it was just such a breath of fresh air when it came out on Netflix that first time around. And to see it coming back again for season 2 is just such a delight, such a joy. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the teaser trailer for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And if you like this video, remember to hit that like button. Share this to people so they can join in on the conversation too. Otherwise, until next time, guys, take care and God bless.